I will admit, I've been very vocal on not, particularly not caring about the preseason. I don't like the preseason. I don't like taking a lot out of the preseason because a lot of teams don't play their starters at all in the preseason. So how am I gonna know what this Ravens team is gonna look like if the starters didn't play? I know a couple years ago, or the year that the Rams won the Super Bowl, the starters didn't play in the preseason at all, and they won the Super Bowl. There are teams that go 3-0 in the preseason and look extremely terrible in the regular season. There's teams that go 0-3 in the preseason and find themselves in the Super Bowl. I just don't take a lot from the preseason. I just don't. I understand the use of it. I understand, it's a tune-up for a lot of players. I understand that, stars may play a game or two or a down or two. I get it. I also understand that it's really to cut down that 53-man roster, which, by the way, I do want to add that yesterday was a tough day. And football, of course, we know about cut day. Cut day is NFL rosters have to cut their roster down to 53 men. And there is a lot. I think that over 1,000 players get cut. And while, yes, some of those players, I think maybe 400 or 500 of those players may find themselves on a practice squad. May is the key word. For a lot of other players, they don't get another shot. They have to refocus their life and pivot. And it sucks, man. It sucks. I understand that a lot of people have been. You can honestly say you made it to the league since you got drafted, or you put a. I've never put a league jersey on, so I've never made. I don't care if you're on the practice squad, you're in the NFL, you're in the NBA, you're in the whatever league that you are in. But for a lot of people, their dream is to make the league and provide for their family. A lot of people are unable to do that after cut day. A lot of the people that get cut have to figure things out. So I get it. So it's tough, man. I wish nothing but respect. Congratulations to the people that, made the rosters. Congratulations to the people that made the practice squad. And congratulations to the people that, even though you did get cut, you still can say that you were on an NFL roster. And most of those people played in an NFL preseason game, which to me is still a game, even though I know I just said I don't take a lot out of it. It's still a preseason game. So I know it's tough. It's one of the toughest days in sports. And I hope that a lot of the people that did get cut, they're able to bounce back and they're able to find success in whatever lane that God puts them in. So, but back to the preseason. Like I said, I don't take a lot out of the preseason. However, this preseason has opened my eyes wide to this Pittsburgh Steelers team. I don't care that, and it's not important that they win 3-0. What was important to me is how Kenny Pickett looked, and he played a lot of the preseason. How this defense looked without their starters, and just how this team in general looked. And I was pleasantly surprised. To me, this team is the reason why I think this team, the Steelers, is the reason why I put the AFC North as the best team in the division, or best division in football. I thought that it was, to me, between the Steelers and the Patriots, as far as who was going to propel their team to the height where they can hoist the best division in football. And it was the way that this team, how good this team looked. And honestly, how good Kenny Pickett looked in the preseason. Again, I don't take a lot of the preseason, but what I do take a lot of is this team, the Steelers were probably the best team in the preseason. And this is without most of their starters not playing. Now, I'm not going to lie. I have been very critical of Kenny Pickett. Now, I'm not going to say critical. I haven't really been critical, but I have been hesitant to praise when we talk about Kenny Pickett. Because Kenny Pickett has, what's unfortunate for him is he is in arguably the best division when we talk about quarterbacks. When you have Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, and now Deshaun Watson, it's hard for you to stand out. And I'm also, and one curse about being on the Steelers is you're automatically going to be compared to the former. And the former, even you can feel how you feel about Big Ben, and especially what he looked like towards the end. But Big Ben was Big Ben. And Big Ben led this team to what, 2 Super Bowls? Or won this team 2 Super Bowls? So you're always going to be compared to the former. But I saw a lot out of Kenny Pickett. And what I saw out of Kenny Pickett makes me feel like this team has a shot of being one of the most slept on teams in football. Now, mind you, Cameron Hayward, who's one of the best defensive tackles, he barely played. I don't even know if he did play in the preseason. Of course, you have Quan Alexander. You have T.J. Watt, who is probably the best linebacker in football. Like this team is good. This team is good. You have Najee Harris, who's one of the best running backs in the league. Minka Fitzpatrick, who's one of the best safeties in the league. Keenan Neal, pretty good safety. Pat Fairmouth, one of the better tight ends in the league. And then you get to the wide receiver core. Deontay Johnson. George Pickens, who is one of the most I think he's a rising star in the wide receiver core. I think by the end of this season or even next season, he is a household name as far as wide receivers. We know about the incredible catch that he had last year. I think that the only thing that we need is the winning part. Now, of course, he can't really do much about that, but you know. And they have Allen Robinson II. Now, we know how bad he was for the Rams. Maybe he'll be better for this Pittsburgh team. I don't know. But I do know this. Going into this season, I never thought a team that was led by Kenny Pickett, even though you have Mike Tomlin as a coach, I never thought a team being led by Kenny Pickett was going to be a team that was good enough to contend for anything. I know Kenny Pickett had his moments, but those moments to me came too far in between. But he looked great during the preseason. This team looked great during the preseason. And a team that is led by Mike Tomlin, I'm not saying is a Super Bowl caliber team, but this team is good enough to make some noise in the playoffs. At least what I saw in the preseason. Now they can go and just be terrible, but I don't see it. Especially when a lot of the players that they played were not starters, and they looked that good. So I can just imagine those players now being put in with starters. It's going to be great. Again, I think that this is the best division in football. And if I'm ranking this division right now, I have to put the Bengals, since they have the most known commodities and most known, like, we know the Bengals. Then the Ravens. Honestly, I'll put the Steelers, and until I see something different, I'll put the Browns. And I think that's crazy that a Deshaun Watson led team is arguably the worst team in this division. Now, that's not saying that they're one of the worst teams in the AFC. It's just that this division is that good that, you know. Oh, man, you stayed to the end of the video. I appreciate you. If you like what you saw, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you'll never miss any content from your boy. You can also go back and watch past episodes, past clips, and don't forget that the Unpopular Podcast, new episodes drop every Wednesday and Saturday. Appreciate you.